Join us as we head out to Garden of the Gods. You got a little something right there. Hey folks, welcome to the Down the Road Travel Channel. Today we're going to talk about Garden of the Gods inside the Shawnee National Forest in southern Illinois, not to be confused with Garden of the Gods in Colorado Springs. I don't know why there's two places with the same name. This one's a state park. Not real sure about the other one. Haven't been there yet, so I'm sure someday, maybe down the road, we will hit that one. But right now we're going to talk about the southern Illinois because it was a little bit closer to us. It's equally picturesque. Both offer incredible views and are protected areas, but the Illinois Garden of the Gods boasts an easier hike. So today we're going to focus our efforts on Harrisburg, Illinois. Now, Garden of the Gods is a great destination for photographers of all skill levels. It's thought to be one of the most photographed areas in the entire state of Illinois. And its extraordinary sandstone rock formations and panoramic landscapes make it very easy to see why. Many of the geological features were sculpted over 320 million years ago by wind and rain, which created the impressive rock formations in the over 3,300 acre wilderness area, located in Hardin, Pope, Saline, and Gallatin counties. There are plenty of trails for backpacking and horseback riding. A quarter-mile hike takes most about an hour to complete. It's made of natural sandstone, and it leads you to an observation area allowing for scenic views of the Shawnee Forest woodlands from a more historical perspective. Now, flagstone pavers mark the trails, complete with wood and stone steps and interpretive signs along the way, serving to highlight various historical and geological features. Use caution though, there are some short, steep grades and high cliffs in the area. While the hike isn't too daunting, there are benches along the way in case you need a short break. It is also important to note that venomous snakes inhabit the area and poison ivy is present, so be cautious and, as required, keep those pets on a leash. Within the 5.5 miles of hiking trails, there's no shortage of rock formations to see, but the most famous among them are Camel Rock, Anvil Rock, and Mushroom Rock. In the spring, the trails are dotted with a variety of wildflowers, and in the autumn, colors burst forth from the trees. A number of picnic locations serve as ideal places to stop and grab a bite, so be sure to pack a lunch. Now, we went at the end of March, so it's just a little early for some of those flowers to be blooming. We caught a couple of spots where we could see some color. For the most part, it was still pretty gray at the end of March. So, if you're going to go there, plan accordingly. It was pretty busy too, as far as the trail goes. So, make sure if you're wanting to be out and away from anybody, this probably isn't the best place for you to go. Or you may want to take one of those longer backpacker trails. We went up to the main trail where these major rock formations are, and there were quite a few people there, and it was probably about 10:30 in the morning, if even that late. So it was already pretty busy. Equestrian and hiking trails meet up in the River to River Trail, and different colored markings make it easy to keep on your chosen path. And with the equestrian capital of Illinois being Eddyville, Illinois, just about 25 miles away, you are sure to see some people on horseback. And the park and campsites surrounding the park are open year-round. Sites are first come, first served, so no reservations are available or required. Tent camping fees are just $10, allowing for up to 8 people and 2 cars per site. Be sure to bring all the essentials to rough it though, because the nearest town is 20 minutes away. Of course, you can get a cabin in the Shawnee Forest, or if you're willing to drive a little bit longer, there are plenty of motel and hotel options if you prefer a little more comfortable of a stay. After visiting Garden of the Gods, float down the Ohio River, go for a swim to cool off at Pounds Hollow, or if you'd rather stay dry, you can try to catch some fish from the shore or grab a bite to eat at E-Town River Restaurant at 100 Front Street in Elizabethtown, Illinois, for some of the freshest catfish in town. There are no permits required to enter Garden of the Gods, which is busiest in April when the flowers are in full bloom and in October when the leaves are the brightest. Overnight parking is only allowed at Backpackers parking lot at the Indian Point Trailhead. Picnic areas and observation trails are open from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. No disposable containers are permitted here. So in other words, if you pack it in, make sure you pack it out. You need to bring a drink with you, which is recommended. You'll probably want to get one of those metal containers, metal water bottles, which we have for sale on our Down the Road Travel Channel store. Check out that link or that QR code for that.
Chills me down to my soul, and she takes me away. When I see her, I lose control, but she don't know. No, she don't know.
Camping is only allowed in designated areas, and it's not permitted to hike off the trails. They want to kind of maintain the splendor of the area. So they're trying to keep you on the trails so that it can be preserved for others to enjoy. Now, while we were there, let me back up. It's important to note that Illinois is a legal marijuana state. That means you can purchase it, you can use it. You cannot use it in public, you cannot use it around minors. You cannot use it on public land. That being said, we smelled a couple very interesting areas while we were walking through Garden of the Gods. And it's probably not the wisest thing to do anyway. One, there's a lot of cliffs. There's some steep grades. You could fall, get hurt, things like that. There are kids around, and that's where it gets illegal. It would really be embarrassing to get popped on a marijuana charge in a state where weed is legal. So make sure if you're going to use it, you use it right. Smoke it before you get there, smoke it in the car when you get there, whatever you're going to do. Use edibles. It's not recommended to do so, but if you're going to do it, nothing I can say, nothing that anyone can say is going to stop you from doing it. Just be smart about it, because as I said, it's got to be probably the most embarrassing thing that you can say. What are you in for? And then you say marijuana in a state where it's legal. Just be careful where you're doing that. And now, if you disagree with marijuana legalization, don't know what to tell you. Some of the best places to see in the country are in states with legal marijuana. Sorry for your luck. Personally, I don't care. Now, what I found very interesting about Garden of the Gods, there was no infrastructure from what I saw. There's no visitor store. There's no camp store. I don't even know where you're supposed to pay the camping fee to do the dispersed camping, because I didn't see, like, some places you'll see like this stand, the sign, and you put your $10 in there, or you reserve it online and you pay your $10 and you got your thing so that you can put it on your campsite, so they know you paid. I didn't see where to do that. I saw very little in the way of signage. It would tell you where to park, what trailhead was, things like that. But I didn't see where to pay for that. And it is tent camping. There is no RV camping here in the park itself. Now, surrounding the park, there were plenty of RVs, campgrounds, resorts, whatever you call them. One of them, and I don't remember the name of it, I saw a sign as we were driving down the road, and I really wanted to go back there because it sounds like it's very interesting. It said, whatever the name was, Campground Cemetery. I don't know if you're camping on a cemetery. I don't know if it's a old, derelict ghost town of a campground. I have questions and I need them answered, so I have to go back. We did make our way down looking for restrooms. There were no open restrooms anywhere. They did have some at where the Camel Rock, where that big trail is. They were nasty. I mean, everybody I saw open the door, closed the door right away. And every one of them said, I'll wait. And we're talking people from like little kids to elderly people that probably didn't have the most luck holding it. So restrooms aren't that great. Now about 5 miles away from Garden of the Gods recreation area, there was the Garden of the Gods outpost. Opened at 10 a.m. They have souvenirs. They have some food, milkshakes. I heard somebody ordering milkshake. There's a phone booth out front. I haven't seen one of those in a long time. And it still has a phone in there, so I don't know if it works or not. And then right across the street, there was a little statue of a Sasquatch, Bigfoot, Yeti, whatever you want to call it, that people were just lining up to take pictures at. Actually, a couple people almost ran someone over trying to get over there to take a picture. Apparently, it's a pretty popular Yeti. I got there before anybody else, so it's at the beginning of the video. Now, I will say, Garden of the Gods, the trails were not that strenuous. It didn't take us an hour, even when we stopped to take pictures, get some video of some of the area, just in general, gaze out over nature. I think it probably took us maybe 30 minutes to do the whole thing. And it wasn't super packed, but there were quite a few people there. Because it's a smaller area. The popular area is the smaller area, so there's a lot of people concentrated into a small square footage. There's other backpacking trails. Obviously, you can go off that. You can jump on the backpacker trails or something like that. We just stayed with the most popular trail because that's what we were there for, was the view. It could do with some better infrastructure, a visitor center, cleaner restrooms, souvenir shop. Again, if you get up there and you couldn't find any souvenirs you liked, I got a few things on our online store, so you can go check that out. Overall, it's worth going to, but that's not the only reason to go there. And we did go there for Garden of the Gods and Giant City, which is another video. But I do recommend it if you're in the area for one reason or another. It's a nice place to get away. I'd love to see it with the flowers blooming. I'd love to see it in the autumn. I'd even like to see it during sunset, because I think that would be a spectacular view. But as I said, we were there at 10 o'clock. I think we left about 11:30. So I think we got there between 10 and 10:30, and we left between 11 and 11:30. So right around an hour. It's a great place to go if you've got a reason to be there. If you are just an avid backpacker, outdoorsman, if you want to get out there and just enjoy nature, it's a great place to be. I do recommend it, but more could be done to attract more visitors. But again, that could destroy the whole ambiance in the whole area. So they may be purposely leaving it fairly wild for a reason. So remember to like and subscribe to our channel. Comment on this video if you have any comments to make. Tell us about food nearby, some of the trails that were better than the one that we went on. Anything that you have, let me know in the comments below. If you like the original music that I've used in the background, you can find that on your favorite streaming channel right here on YouTube. And remember, go check out our online store where you can find souvenirs, stickers, t-shirts, things like that. If you didn't find anything that you liked while you were at these places, you can check out our online store and maybe you'll find something that you like there. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you down the road.
Let's hit the road.